All right, team, this is Pat Walker with Mission Winners, and boy, do we have a week to break down for you. Let's go through it day by day, nice and slow, just like we're dissecting a chart. We're going to look at this market action the same way we look at our stocks, with a keen eye for detail, and always thinking about the big picture. Let's start with Monday. The stock market came out swinging, showing some real rebound action after last week's declines. It was like watching a stock bounce off that 8-day exponential moving average. You know what I'm talking about. The S&P 500 closed up 1.1%, and even the Invesco S&P 500 equal weight ETF gained 0.8%. Now, here's what's interesting, those mega cap stocks and semiconductor shares that took a beating last week. They led the charge on Monday. We're talking Nvidia, Meta Platforms, and Microsoft. It's like they were saying, hey, don't count us out just yet. This is why we don't panic sell, folks. Clean and simple patterns can turn around. Oh, and get this, there was some political news. President Biden exited the 2024 presidential race and endorsed Kamala Harris. Now, I'm not here to talk politics, but it's worth noting that the market didn't seem too fazed by this. The 10-year note yield only went up 2 basis points to 4.26%. That's what I call a muted response. Moving on to Tuesday. Now, Tuesday was a bit of a mixed bag, kind of like when you're looking at a stock and can't quite decide if it's a buy or not. The S&P 500, NASDAQ Composite, and Dow Jones Industrial Average all closed with small losses, less than 0.2% each. But here's the kicker. The Russell 2000 jumped up 1.1%. That's the kind of divergence we need to pay attention to. We had some earnings reports come in, and let me tell you, it was like watching a roller coaster. UPS missed their earnings estimates and took a hit. But then you had Spotify, Lockheed Martin, and Sherwin-Williams coming in strong. This is why we always say, don't just look at the index, look at the individual stocks. Wednesday rolled around, and whew, it was a doozy. The market took a real tumble on Wednesday. We're talking about the Dow dropping 1.3%, the Russell 2000 falling 2.1%, the S&P 500 down 2.3%, and the NASDAQ Composite taking a 3.6% hit. Now that might sound scary, but remember, we're not day traders. We're looking for trends. You might ask, well, Pat, what caused this? Well, Alphabet and Tesla reported earnings that didn't quite meet those sky-high expectations. And Visa? They mentioned a slowdown in spending by lower-income consumers. That's the kind of thing that can spook the market. But here's the thing, team. This is when you need to be looking for those stocks that are holding up well in a down market. Those are your potential leaders when the market turns around. Now let me pause a moment and remind you guys we are having a promo for our VIP membership. There are only 22 slots left of the 50, so get them while they're hot. Save $100 by visiting www.missionwinners.com/YouTube promo. Also, as an added bonus, for 100% free, you can subscribe to the channel and get nice content just like this almost every single day. While you're down here, hit that like button as well. All right, let's get back to our market breakdown. Thursday came along and things started to stabilize. We saw some mixed action at the index level, but under the surface, things were looking up. Advancers led decliners by a 2-to-1 margin at the New York Stock Exchange. That's what I call a positive vibe. We had more earnings reports coming in. Honeywell and Ford Motor took some hits, but IBM and ServiceNow came out strong. This is why we always say, earnings are the lifeblood of stock price movement. And here's something interesting, the economic data that came out Thursday morning supported that soft landing scenario everyone's been talking about. That's good news for us, folks. Finally, Friday. We ended the week on a high note. The market had a solid showing with all the major indices in the green. What drove this? Positive earnings reports and a drop in market rates. 3M, Mohawk, Charter Communications, and Norfolk Southern all came out with strong earnings. That's the kind of fundamental strength we like to see. Now, let's wrap this up with some key takeaways. Don't panic when the market has a down day. Look for those stocks that are holding up well. They could be your next big winners. Keep an eye on those earnings reports. They're telling you the real story behind the stock price movements. Watch for divergences between different indices. When the Russell 2000 is outperforming the S&P 500, that tells you something about market sentiment. Always manage your risk. Remember, a clean and simple entry gives you a clean and simple exit if you're wrong. That's our weekend review team. Keep your eyes on those charts, run those screens, and always be looking for those clean and simple patterns. This is Pat Walker with Mission Winners, reminding you that in this market, knowledge is power. And hey, if you've got any questions or concerns about what we've covered today, or if there's something specific you'd like me to dive into next time, leave a comment down below. I try to reply to every single one of them, and your feedback helps me make these market breakdowns even better for you. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you next time.